And then, I guess I'm always the one who does the intro, huh? And immediately, I pick up my keys and start fiddling with them because, like, hands have to do something. Jesus Christ.
Get, like, a silent fidget spinner or something.
You can't have them be silent. That's the problem. This microphone picks up everything.
Yeah, he has a actual fidget spinner, and he also has one of those fidget cubes. But the fidget cube has, like, a buttons and spinnies and crinkles, like, and... I can pick up a plastic bottle and play with that, but I can still see that. Why don't
I
you just
can hear it.
Why don't you just pick up a bad habit like smoking, like the rest of us?
Water dragons don't smoke. Gosh, what drug would water dragons do?
Puffer fish, like dolphins do when they you just grab a puffer fish and just inhale the gas and you get high.
Oh, I thought I was like stabbing myself in the arm with it.
No,
needles.
The dolphins poke it around with their nose, and the puffer fish will puff up, which releases a toxin.
I just got puncture wounds by my gills because of puffer fish now.
Yeah.
God damn it! I picked up a key again. Oh my god.
They fucking handcuff your hands to your chair.
Like Bantam, come out here and just tie my hands to my chair.
Anyway, listeners, welcome to the World of Dragons.
Welcome to the World of Dragons podcast, the podcast where 2.5 dragons get together to review and discuss dragon material in novels, TV shows, movies, and I almost said books, but that's a novel. To help you find the next thing that you want to take part in, because dragon media is just very difficult to find.
Yeah, well, dragon media that isn't books is very difficult to find.
No, even books is kind of tricky because a lot of, like, with meaningful dragon characters, it's like, so, like, I think I've talked about this like 3 times. I know I mentioned it on my solo episode, but, like, when I was first getting back into reading, like, I found I had enough time to do it. I was like, all right, here's 10 books I'm interested in. I don't know how prominent any of the dragons are in this because they're on the cover, but covers can lie, right?
Well, they're also very pretty, and they, a lot of people do judge books by their cover, and they see a dragon, and they're like, ooh, dragon!
Yeah, and so, like, the deal is, like, I didn't want to spend $10 on this book and then spend, like, a week reading it with, like, my limited time every day, and be like, whoa, this is dumb, I don't like this anymore. So it's like, if only there was someone out there who told me which stuff had good dragons in it. And there wasn't, so I did it myself. Yeah, but point being, they're not just a bad guy, they're not a mindless, can't-talk beast, they're not enslaved and so a side character, so they never get to do anything, right? Like, dragon rider novels can be fun, but a lot of times they're not done very well. At least from the dragon's perspective, they're not done very well.
All I can picture is the Thanos meme. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly actually what went through my head. And then I roped these 2 guys into doing it. So yeah, we are 2.5 dragons. I am the first dragon, Ray.
I am the second dragon, Diletan.
And I'm being held here against my will. Please contact the local authorities.
Don't worry about that.
No, it's okay. It'll be over soon. If only there was like an audio equivalent to like petting softly.
I don't think it would be petting softly. I think it would be petting very roughly.
The claw like, going down your back through the feathers.
Like where your eyes kind of like, where the top part of your eye peels back and you're just like...
Oh, when you roughly pet a cat?
Roughly pet a cat, yeah.
No, we'd be petting you gently.
Uh-huh.
Very small and very fragile. And then we start fighting over you and rip you in half.
That sounds like a threat, calling me fragile and small. Like
everything is fragile compared to us.
Just remember how small and fragile you are.
I could kill you without even realizing it. All right, well, this is getting dark.
I started it.
No, say your name. You still haven't said your name at this point.
My name is Bantam, and I love being here.
And he's the half dragon.
And I'm the half dragon.
How do you like my intro? I've been working on that all week.
It's very good.
Amazing.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, we don't have an intro that's like... Because I've been listening to, like, YouTube videos, and they're always like, hey, I'm Splattercat, I sift through the power to find what's worthwhile, so you don't have to. And I'm like, it ain't something catchy like that.
What's up, guys? Smash that like button and smash that subscribe and hit that little bell.
No smashing like buttons.
And hit that little bell. Buy my merch. Subscribe to my Patreon. Here's my Discord. And now we're going to tell you about Raid Shadow Legends.
I wouldn't be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
No. At
least I'd be sponsored.
No.
Listen, if we get sponsors, we're taking them. I don't care what they are.
I mean...
You're going to learn to love Raid Shadow Legends.
I actually played it, and gameplay-wise, it was okay. Okay, for the record, we're not sponsored. This is my actual opinion. Gameplay-wise, it was okay. It was a little grindy, like more so than most other gacha games that I've tried. My main problem was there was too many characters and not enough ways to zero in on the specific ones you wanted. So it's like, you're not going to get what you want.
And we just wanted all the sexy lizard men and...
Well, like, yeah, there's like 16 factions, like lizard men and demons and like 10 different versions of elves. And the thing is, you couldn't like guarantee that you were going to pull a lizard man, for example. And so it's like, well, got a succubus again. Fuck me, So it's like, if they released like a special booster pack that was specifically only for a certain faction, then it would probably be a lot better, in my opinion. Anyway, this is not the episode about Raid Shadow Legends.
What is this episode about, Ray?
I mean, you should tell me. This was your idea.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I'll tell you, Ray. Today we'll be reviewing the anime Dragon Goes House Hunting, published by Funimation and based on a manga that has been released since 2017 of July.
I think there's seven issues out now. I have them all. I actually found out about this way before the anime because I was searching for other manga that I wanted to pad out my collection, and Amazon was like, "Hey, you might like this," and it was Dragon Goes House Hunting. And when I read the blurb on it, I was like, "That sounds funny. Yeah, give me the first one."
Yeah.
And
I was going to read the manga to like add that to the review, but I couldn't get through it. I'm just not a manga person. It's not that bad. I read through the first volume, which I think might have been the first 2 or 3 episodes of the show, so I can like input on that. But I didn't finish reading it.
Well, according to the wiki, because before the episode, I was like, "Oh, Jorgenmander shows up," which is Giant Snake. In the anime, he shows up in the 6th episode, but in the manga, he shows up in chapter 17. So that's roughly, like let's just say 3 times the anime, which means that the anime is condensing everything down by 66%.
Yeah, maybe. By the way, we apparently are not doing a spoiler section this time. They didn't think that it was necessary because the anime barely has a story to go off of. It's mostly gags.
It'll be like spoiling The Simpsons, let's be honest.
The anime is mostly the anime and the manga is mostly like a fantasy slice of life, fourth wall breaking. It's sometimes fourth wall breaking, but it's
from what little bit I read, the anime actually breaks the fourth wall a lot more than the manga does.
Yeah, and but it's one of those types of animes where the whole premise of the show would be destroyed. The title, The Dragon Goes House Hunting. If he got a house, there'd be no anime. So he can never get a house. So the whole point of the anime is him searching for a new home. And so they can never undo that, because then what would the show be about, I
mean, which does make me a little sad, because I do want to see him get the house and like live in it and do other dragon stuff too, but that's probably not what we're going to get from this show when more stuff comes out. Maybe I'll get back into the manga to read the stuff that comes out after the show ended, because season 1 ended and I'm like, really? That's where we're stopping? All right, fine, I guess. I was not very happy with how they stopped it. I'm like, no, keep going, bastards. But first, before we get into more of that, we have Dragon News.
No, we don't. I couldn't find anything.
You've already failed in your Dragon News job?
It's been a very slow news 2 weeks. Nothing's really going on the internet.
Make up some news. Go.
You have been in my D&D campaign. You know the improv gears are not working. I can't do it on spot.
I love hearing your gears fizzle. It's amazing.
They're not fizzling. They are jamming. They are trying so hard to turn, and there's just smoke coming out everywhere.
This poor little
You're breaking my brain.
2 gears. This week on Dragon News, Baron Dilettant has been accused of larceny. Freedom fighters have assaulted the Manufactorum. Administration refuses to acknowledge or release a statement detailing what was stolen. And the Dragon Bath Housing Project... Wait, Dragon Bath Housing, whatever. The Dragon Public Baths Project is going swimmingly.
Boo!
And that's all for Dragon News. Thank you.
The unintentional puns are the best.
Yeah, your boo is also pretty good, though. It's only funny when somebody hates the puns. All right, so in that case, we get straight into reviewing and discussing the material, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
I'm not like skipping something and when we're like 10 minutes later, like, oh shit, we need to copy paste this to the front. Because that happens pretty often. We should start writing scripts, at least like bullet point scripts. But whatever, Dragon Goes House Hunting.
Yeah. When Dilettante found out there was going to be an anime, we were like, we gotta watch it. And yeah,
you two were like, we gotta watch it.
Oh, well, we try to force you to watch some of it with us?
You did.
I'll never understand you. So yeah. So what should we talk about first? We're not going to talk about the plot yet.
First, I just want to say, for the record, I do enjoy anime. I watch some anime. But there has to be certain kinds of anime. This one was like a little too silly for me to really take seriously. But there were a couple parts I liked about it, and I'll get into those later. But what I really want to say is that the dragon, Letty, is 100% just Dilettante in my head. That's exactly how I see him.
Listen, I am like at least maybe like 30 or 40% Letty. I'm not 100%.
You were terrified because an anole jumped on your arm.
Okay, listen, those...
Anole?
It wasn't on my arm. It was on my foot while I was on the toilet, where you're at the most vulnerable. If something touches you there, the panic, the flight and fright response will kick in instantly.
That is true. I did live in Florida for a while. But
you did not. You lived in Georgia.
No, I lived in Florida with my grandparents for a couple years. Remember, I had the job at the Serpentarium down on the East Coast.
Right, I remember you told me about that.
But yeah, so everyone in Florida just calls them geckos, but they are anoles. And
is that how you pronounce it?
Anole?
I thought it was just like anole.
I'm pretty
That's what
sure.
I say. It's anole.
But
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But
hey, we're going to get some angry emails talking about how one of us pronounces it.
Okay, well, at least we'll get emails.
I'll finally get an email.
Yeah.
Please email the show. I'm so lonely.
Ray gets really sad when there's no emails. The other day he said, "Can you check the show email?" So I checked the show email because I have it set to auto forwarding it to my personal so that I don't have to keep switching accounts. And I was like, "There isn't anything, but I'll go check." And I went and checked, and there was nothing. And he's like, "Oh."
Way to make me sound pathetic, but yes, basically.
It's not pathetic.
The thing is, I know people listen to the show, and I talk with a lot of them on like Discord and Reddit, so there is still engagement, and I love you guys, so like don't feel bad, but it's like, man, I wouldn't email.
Yeah, something that we can bring onto the show. Like, yeah, I mean, part of the problem is, Ray, is you are talking to them outside of the show, and therefore they don't need to email. But yeah, if we got an email with some questions for us, for the show, for, like, are you planning on doing this? Like, we'd have something for fan engagement so that we don't just talk to a void.
Like, I think we're coming up on like 8.5 months of doing this, which is great. Awesome. It just means like, when we approach the year mark, I wanted to do like a mailbag episode like other people have done, because I'm just copying my podcast idols, honestly. But for a mailbag to work, you need mail.
Nobody uses mail anymore these days. Like, even email starting to become obsolete.
Fine, I'll give them my phone number and they can text me. I'm not gonna do that. That's crazy. Dragon texting.
I mean, who even texts anymore?
Okay, what's the new hip messaging service then?
It's Telegram or Discord or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much Telegram and Discord.
So we've cycled back to instant messengers then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but we're not going to do any of that because emails got their own personal touch. That's why I like them. That's why we like them.
It's
and
very
we're still going to read.
Formal.
Exactly, and we're going to read every email you guys send us.
Whoa, we're going to commit to that? Reading every single one?
Yeah. I mean,
so we get one.
With how frequently we get emails, it won't be a problem. Here, I'm going to read one right now.
Unless you specify in the email, that you don't want us to read this because it's like personal or something.
Yeah. Assume we will read your question if you have questions. If it's personal, then you can state that, hey, please don't mention this, but blah blah blah.
Or if you're offensive or vulgar, then we won't read it. So don't think you can just send us like hashtag this terrible person did nothing wrong.
Yeah, and but if you want to remain anonymous, we're fine with that because you'll know that we responded to you. At any rate, let's get back into the show.
All right.
Yeah, we've killed enough time. Let's go.
So, animation style, what'd you guys think?
Okay, so I have one very important thing to say about the animation style.
Me too.
I loved everything about it except Letty's design. I fucking hate the way his face looks.
Oh my god, I'm the same way. Holy shit.
I hate how snub nosed he is. I hate his horn designs. And oh my god, I hate the way first of all, I'm like looking at a picture of him right now. He has huge, heavy plates all the way down his back. But then he's got this like pig nose, and then pair that with his voice. Ugh.
Hey, voice is not animation. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. I do honestly love everything about this world, and again, there's another thing I'm going to bring up about this world, but I love everything about the animation style except the main character, which is a big problem for me.
Yeah. So I agree. I loved everything except Letty's design, but it's not nearly as harsh as Phantom's opinions. So first off, his horns, they're wonky. I can deal with it. The only thing I don't like about his horns is from certain angles they make a heart, and I think that's just the dumbest thing ever.
I think it's supposed to be on purpose, though.
Yeah, because it's just dumb. It's
Letty is a very like I didn't want to make the comparison to Dilettante because I don't want anything I say to sound like I'm talking about Dilettante.
But it is Dilettante.
Letty is very pathetic. And he's very fat. Listen, I'm not trying to. Letty is very pathetic and inexperienced, and basically is like, I imagine how someone would react. What's the name of those people that live in their houses for their entire life in Japan?
Neats.
Those kind of people getting shoved out into public and the door locked behind them, and it's like he acts like that the whole show, and it's like it's funny at first, and then it's just like, oh my god, Letty.
Yeah. So yeah, his horns, I just don't like how they make it a heart, but everything about them I can deal with. The problem is something about his face, like the nose, you think it's pig nose. I'm looking at pictures, I don't think so, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
my
I'm the same
biggest
way.
critique on his design is his eyebrows, or his eye ridge, whatever you want to call it. It's so thick and prominent that I think it hurts the ability they have to animate facial expressions on him.
He does kind of have like a butt forehead too. Like I'm looking at it right now.
You see butts in everything you look at, though.
Listen, all right. His eyes are great. His jaw.
His eyes are great when they're not solid white.
Yeah.
That's the only expressive feature he has is the eyes. He doesn't make any smiles or
of course.
That's snout.
Of course he does.
Yeah, they also try to not animate lips on him, which like makes sense with scaled snouts, sure. But like when it's an anime, you can kind of
I actually do appreciate that. To be honest.
I think the only other thing I don't like about Letty's design, looking at pictures of it now, is the fact that his hands are so small and petite, and they look like normal human hands that were just painted red.
Well, he walks like a T-Rex half the time, so it makes sense he's got tiny, pathetic arms.
That's true.
But no, it's like it's all in his eyebrows, and it's just I would have liked it better if they actually gave him facial expressions like they do with like Digimon or Future Card Buddy Fight or that kind of stuff. Like those are dragon monsters, and they still have expressions and can smile and show emotion and all that. They didn't do it with him, which felt very weird.
They did it in specifically only one scene during the haunted house episode. I sent it to you on Telegram. There was mouths agape.
Because they were meme facing, which was just completely jarring, but was like, okay. And yeah, the show, it's full of memes, full of references. It's not a serious show at all. It is borderline slapstick, and we'll get to Varney in a second because my fucking god, Varney. But we'll get to him in a second. Stop sending pictures.
What?
I'm sending pictures so that you know, for name association, just in case.
Yeah, Varney, I remember him. He's the best.
Nope. We'll talk about Varney in a bit because I got some words on him. Let's finish destroying Letty because he's already got self-confidence issues. Let's completely shove him into the ground.
Okay. I'm just going to scoot over in this corner here.
Letty, you're stupid. I like how Dilettante accepts that he's Letty.
I was actually going to get a picture of me as Letty and Bantam as Pip.
Yeah.
What do I get to be?
You still should just tell them, like, use these poses, but do not make me look like Letty. Do not use the same proportions.
Don't give me monster size.
Because Letty is.
I think if you want to get a picture done in the style of a screenshot from your favorite show, or whatever, to reference it, I think you have to follow their proportions.
Yeah, you kind of do, to be honest.
You keep your color scheme, but you have to follow their proportions and everything else.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's easy for me.
Yeah. You're already red.
All right.
And yellow. All right, so voice acting.
Everybody's voice except for Letty's.
So, yeah, that's a hard agree. I loved the voice acting except for Letty. That in some of the episodes he does talk to other monsters and other beast races, and they have like wonderful combinations of normal English speaking voice. Keep in mind we listen to the dub, but normal English speaking voice mixed with a little bit of like gruff bestial, like if he was talking to a minotaur or a lion or lizard man or something. But Letty is just this perpetual fucking child who whines all the time.
The thing is, his voice was actually fine most of the time. It's when he got into stressful situations and started talking a higher pitch, or like a frantic tone. That's when it started to really stand out as just annoying and grating. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't know how Diaria puts up with it.
He just likes dragons a lot.
I mean, to Dilettant's point, Ray, we've already talked about how much I love Nagas. If there was a Naga who was as dumb and as annoying as Letty, I'd probably still like him because he's a Naga.
So my D&D character?
Yeah.
If we mention D&D enough times, people will pay us to do an actual play. Dilettant, do you feel comfortable DMing in a recorded setting?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I'm still trying to get comfortable DMing for you guys. The fuck are you talking about?
I mean, hell, I'll DM it. I'll record a session.
There you go.
If we reach $100 on Patreon, I will do a one-shot D&D session where everyone's playing as dragons, and I will record the whole fucking thing.
I feel like 100's a lot, but okay.
I mean, it's also going to take a lot of time because you complain about 3 hours worth of editing. This is going to be like a 4-hour.
I probably won't edit that at all. It'll probably be raw.
Okay.
Well, does that have to be like even like a monthly quota? Just one person send us $100 on Patreon. Yeah. Boom, we got it.
All right, I'll lower it down to 75. 75. If someone sends us one time 75, or we get to 75 on Patreon, I will start DMing and coming up with a campaign.
I've had a couple people be like, hey, you should like let us into the Discord server where you record so we can be like a live audience. And I'm like, maybe that should be like the $10 reward tier.
There's a way to mute other people, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, they can join as observers and they would never be able to talk.
Okay.
So like maybe I'll think about it. We'll figure out if that's like worth $10 or whatever. But it's like you have no idea the amount of editing I go through, and we get kind of racy sometimes.
I mean, everybody does. Just don't say anything that could get you canceled on the internet. That's all.
Oh, it's so hard though.
It's not as hard as it's not as easy as you would think. Because I just tried to think of something, and I'm like, wait, no, I don't think that would work.
Oh yeah, cut that.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
At a point.
Yeah.
All right, back to voice acting.
You can see where I'm terrified about letting people listen live.
Because it's obviously a joke, but taken out of context, yeah. We were talking about...
We completely derailed our train of thought.
We're talking about the voice acting, and y'all are shitting on Letty again.
Well, I don't know. It almost seems like it has to be intentional, that they just made him entirely unlikable. Like, kind of like One Punch Man, Letty is not the main character. It's everyone around him and how they deal with him. But... I mean, Letty is very much a main character, so it's like, why is he so goddamn unlikable?
You're complaining about him acting like a child, but he is a child.
Well,
literally.
Yeah, I guess.
How old do you think he is in human equivalent? 16?
I'm gonna go with yeah, you know what? I'd say something like that.
I don't know why that's important. I was just wondering.
I mean, it makes sense for the voice acting and how clueless he is.
Considering he completely accepts the fact that he's quote a father now to Pip, so it's like it can't be that young. I feel like 16 is pushing it.
Between 16 and 18, I'd say.
All
right, so we covered animation, we covered voice acting. What's next? Storyline?
Episode structure and pacing. It's very it's both serial. It's serial, as in like every episode follows on what happened before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels episodic in the sense that there's hijinks every single episode, and it's like, what bullshit's happening this time?
You could also watch any episode individually, and it wouldn't necessarily hurt your experience.
Yeah.
But the general plot, we're talking about plot, right?
Kind of, sort of. We're talking about structure, but the plot works because the plot kind of feeds into the structure when you talk about the hijinks.
So it starts off with Letty was in charge of guarding his nest with his father. Was it both parents or just the father?
Just the father. Father entrusted Letty to guard the egg, and
Adventures broke in and stole the eggs.
A monster hunter, actually.
A monster hunter, yeah.
Oh yeah, recurring character, Monster Hunter.
And and so Letty, obviously let down the family. So the father's like, "All right, I'm kicking you out. You need to go find your own place to live. You're a disgrace."
I don't think I'd say he let down the family, considering his brothers were snickering, and Letty mentions that himself that like the egg's just going to respawn anyway.
All you gotta do is reload the map, and
that's
it
right.
respawns.
I forgot they live in a fucking lit RPG too.
Yeah, they actually talk about stats and levels and respawn mechanics and tear the distances and all that. It's completely a game world.
Yeah, so
and I love it.
Which I enjoy because I've gotten into lit RPG books and stuff, so I like that. That's not it's just a lot of the other hijinks are just really silly.
Yeah. And so the father kicks Letty out and tells him, you can't live here anymore. Go find your own place to stay. And so Letty wanders around for a while, and I think the very first thing is he gets attacked by players, and the players are attempting to kill him, and then we meet our second main character, Diaria, who is he's a demon, a very handsome demon.
He's an elf. He is a demon lord, which is a title or a rank.
Yeah, it basically he looks like an elf, like long white hair, very beautiful, androgynous features, very soft spoken, very kind, but he is a demon. And
he's not a demon.
I'm pretty sure they said he was. Whatever.
He is an elf. He is a demon lord. Again, demon lord is a title or a rank. Okay. It is not a race.
All right. Demon lord. And
step up your anime game, man.
And so Letty tells him, what's going on, and Diaria's like, "Oh, well, just so happens I'm also a monster real estate agent." And so Diaria takes it upon himself to find Letty a new home by taking him around, showing him places that he could live. So each episode is a new home or two, where Diaria is like, "What about here?" And then, hijinks ensue, minor story for each episode. But it always turns out to not be appropriate for Letty.
Predictions now. What is his final house going to be at the end?
Well, like when
they close everything out.
He came close in the anime. Like there was one episode where
several times he comes close.
There was one house that he had for I think like 2 episodes, and it was the one that they built custom for him based on his whatever. But I think the problem is that he had all those other people living there with him because
they tried to seek refuge because he was the Flame Dragon Lord.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, comedy of errors. That's what the show is. The show is a comedy of errors. That's literally what it is.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's again, so like when we're talking about other anime, when I'm trying to get Bantam to watch other normal anime, his thing is like he hates when it's like over the top reactions, like character A says something embarrassing, character B just falls over, right? That's the stuff he hates, and this show is full of that stuff.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to admit how fucking shallow I am. So the first anime that I ever saw where that was a thing, the over the top reactions was Pokemon. Someone would say something, and then Ash's entire model would be flipped upside down with one leg twitching in the air, or the entire background would be replaced by black cloudy and
while the face is really giant and screaming,
or the mouth replaces half the head. And it's like, I hate that shit, but when you replace it with monsters and beastmen and non-human characters, I love it. It's I don't like humans. I don't care about anime. Like I watched Shield Hero with Ray. I loved Rise of the Shield Hero. Like, because even though the main character was human, he was working with the beast races and trying to uplift them and help them. But it's like I just don't care enough for human-centric stories. They're boring as hell to me, and that's half the reason I wanted to do this podcast.
Leaped at the opportunity when I pitched the idea to him.
Yeah, it's like I want to focus on the things that are not, your standard boring. We have a roommate who watches anime like 24/7, and he loves all the stupid sports ones, like an entire anime about baseball or volleyball or hockey or golf, and it's like, that's stupid. It's stupid. I don't get how you can watch it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy it and you shouldn't watch it. It's just, I don't understand. It's beyond me why that's entertaining. Like the figure skating anime, where it's just so homoerotic, weird nonsense of figure skating. And it's like, how can you turn this into an anime?
Did they at least go like Super Saiyan and
I
hit
think
nuclear
so.
home runs that blow up the moon?
I think so. The only one that I could accept was the anime where it was all about cooking, and I don't know what that one's called.
Food Wars.
Food Wars, where like
good shit.
People would eat the food and then like have like over the top reactions of like essentially having orgasms. Like that was funny to me because everyone loves food, but I don't love figure skating. So.
Fair.
But yeah, some of the
you'd watch a Monster Hunter anime that was all about the humans.
I mean, we watched the Monster Hunter movie that's kind of an anime, and it was terrible.
Could you call that an anime?
Yeah,
it's not an anime. It was live action.
Well, it was not live action. It was 3D animated. Oh no! I'm not talking about that horrible movie that we don't discuss. I'm talking about the Netflix movie that we thought was going to be episodic.
Oh, I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was 3D animated, and it was supposed to be the retelling of the original 4 Ace Hunters. But I mean, that was fully 3D and animated, and even that was tough to watch.
It was tough to watch because I think it was low production value.
Yeah. And we were like, that's okay because it's a TV show, and then it ends and there's credits, and it's like, when's the next episode? Oh, there isn't.
Oh, it was a movie.
It was a movie. Ouch.
It was as bad as the back in the old days of like Disney and other like cartoons. I forget the other studios' names, but like they released like Aladdin 1, really good. Aladdin 2, oh no. Aladdin 3, hey, we're back to being good again.
Well, that's because they realized, hey, we released this movie that we spent millions on and put a lot of time and effort into. And then
right, but like that, the point is, it's the pattern for everything. Like Bambi 1 was great, Bambi 2 terrible, Pocahontas 1 was great, Pocahontas 2 terrible,
all the Disney
and so on and so forth. With the exception of Lion King 2. Lion King 2 is better than Lion King 1, and I will die on that hill.
You're right, and that's because that was before they started just shilling out the sequels. Or maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong with dates and times, but I'm pretty sure, like Lion King being as old as it is, it wasn't just a shovelware out the door sequel.
It's not that old. Lion King 2 might have been like 96 or something. I'm going to look it up real fast.
Most of the Disney sequels are trash.
98 for Lion King 2.
Oh, so then they just struck gold by accident.
But the point is, I was like referencing the old cartoons where the sequels were trash because they were like direct to video, just cash grabs, like terrible. That's what the Monster Hunter one felt like. It was like, let's just make a cash grab off of the fame that Monster Hunter World hit and not put any effort into it.
Well, it was because it was directed by Wes Anderson, who has a history of grabbing up IPs for cheap and then making a shitty, horrible fucking movie, putting his dumb wife in it, and then, yeah, just... Yep.
Wait, are we talking about the live action or the Netflix one?
I'm talking about the live action one.
I was referencing the Netflix one with the no effort into it.
I don't think that they put no effort into it. I think that they just they don't know how to turn Monster Hunter into a feasible story. I mean, there isn't. There's a hunter.
Well, it's like we're not supposed to be reviewing Monster Hunter right now.
Yeah.
The point is, it's like its animation quality was on par with like Penguins of Madagascar, the TV series. Like you sacrifice on quality on purpose because you got to churn out so many episodes so fast, so you can't spend too much time rendering. But whatever, rant over. On topic, go.
All right, finish covering the plot.
And then some.
Yeah. So Letty, as we said, like he is taken around to. At first, in the beginning of the show, there's no real criteria for the houses that he wants. He just wants a house. So
It's like, I want a house. I don't know what I want. I just want a house.
So Diaria...
So it's like, well, let's go to this Greek temple.
Yeah, so Diaria shows him around to all these different places. And one of the things that I really appreciate about this anime is the fact that by doing this, it's kind of, in a way, giving the viewer lore about the world.
Yes, I was going to comment, like, I don't like the overall storyline. Him going house hunting, it's a pretty dumb storyline, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What I love about the show is the way that they use it to world build. There's an episode that focuses on like this particular culture of monsters or whatever, or when you meet this new species, you get like a little bit of backstory and how it kind of ties into this particular RPG world, and like that kind of stuff I loved.
Dilettante.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what.
Doomerhan?
He's trying to think of what to say.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know why I brain farted at like the weirdest opportunities.
This is your episode, buddy.
I know it's my episode.
I am trying my best. Like, I'm watching right now on Audacity. I'm watching my little voice thingy, and I'm trying not to take over like I do every episode, because just the way I was raised is just keep talking. If I keep talking, no one else can talk, and that's how I get my thoughts out.
Yeah,
and I need to.
That's why I gotta step on your toes every now and then.
And why I need to stop going off on tangents. And I have given Ray permission to, as rude as he wants, be like, Bantam, shut up, and I'll be like, yep.
Bantam, I've heard this story 5 times before. The listeners don't need to hear it too. I'm saving them.
Yep.
I'm trying to call back and try to figure out by example which one.
But like you've apparently watched the show 3 times and you got nothing to say on it.
Well, Bantam already covered most of the basics. Now, when we get to like specific episodes, I've got a fuck ton to say.
All right, let's talk about the first 3 episodes in a block, because they all kind of just loop into each other.
They all suck together terribly. Yes.
What? No,
okay.
They do not.
No. Episode 2, honestly.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me find the episode list with like 1 second, one sentence synopsises like on Wikipedia, so I can, because I watched them all, like I binged them all, so they're all kind of bleeding together in my brain, so I need to figure out which episode is what. Dragon Goes House Hunting episode list, I guess.
Yeah, usually Wikipedia will have the synopsis.
Horde of Homes, Home with the Falls, and 3. Okay, so 3 ends with him building his own custom house. Okay, the first 2 episodes were sucked and were terrible.
No, the haunted house one, that was pretty good. I'm a sucker for video game references. This is why I love this anime. While he's exploring, get a call back to Luigi's Mansion, Resident Evil, shit like that.
Okay, I got the Luigi's Mansion. Is Resident Evil the typewriter and the ribbon?
The typewriter is Resident Evil. The ribbon, I think, is Fatal Frame, where you have to snap pictures of ghosts.
No, the ribbon is also Resident Evil. In the original Resident Evil game, you could only save at typewriters, and in order to do that, you needed ink ribbon.
Oh, really?
Yes. You needed to find ink ribbon to be able to use the typewriter. It was how they limited your saves.
Oh. Did he get a camera too, though?
The camera was probably Fatal Frame, yes. Because the whole concept of Fatal Frame was using a magic camera to trap ghosts.
If you run into any ghosts, just use this vacuum cleaner.
And that was and
you also need this typewriter and this ribbon.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The typewriter and the ribbon was
3 seconds of silence.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, he says look it up.
Yeah, and then the part where a character smashes their hand through a door and Letty has the face.
The face.
That's from The Shining. Here's Johnny. That episode was just references upon references upon references. And the weird thing is for me at least, it wasn't over the top. I liked it.
It was over the top of me.
Because each reference had like a brief lull after it, and then another bam reference, and then you're like, ha ha ha. By the time you're done laughing about that reference, it's like silence.
They were reference shotguns. It was boom, boom reference, boom reference.
In
its defense, at least it fit the setting it was in.
That is
instead of it just being completely random.
Well, because so many games take place in a haunted mansion.
Let's make a haunted mansion dragon game just to add to the pile. Right. I wanted to say the opening song, beautiful, loved it.
Oh,
the opening, the opening. What's it called? A scroll.
Crawl.
the crawl, the animation that goes with the opening song.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it's called. That thing also loved it.
When they get to this one point in the song where other characters go yay, and it's like all the secondary Beastmen characters, that's my favorite whole part in the whole song.
I like the part where it's really slow, just Letty's hand reaching for somebody else's hand that keeps changing with the beat. I thought that was very beautiful. Yeah. But also when they 8-bit-itize him for a couple of scenes, I'm like, this is just building the desire for an 8-bit dragon RPG that I really want to play now, but it doesn't exist. And I'm very sad.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Basically. We gotta learn how to make games, guys.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Dilettante, stop complaining about work.
I will always complain about work. No matter what it is. Okay, so... oh, fuck. Sorry, Ray.
Hey, more ringtones.
I still can't believe that happened. But episode 3, where he actually builds his first house and he gets his little menagerie of beastmen to help him out. The 3 are
what?
Menagerie.
Menagerie.
What did he call it?
He called it a menagerie.
Menagerie. Yeah.
No, he called it a homagerie.
No,
I called it a menagerie.
It's because of the way he talks. Don't make fun of him.
I'm making fun of his accent.
Don't make fun of my southern accent, y'all.
You can't say y'all. I'm the y'all person here. I'm the Texan.
I live in y'all country.
Y'all country's Texas.
Y'all country's like Texas and all of East with Florida, and I'm in Florida, so... Anyway, yes, it's his own house with a minotaur, a lizard man, and a wolf companion. Why? I don't know why he didn't decide to stay there. I mean, yeah, sure, it was...
Well, because you're a whore for minotaurs, so you would have stayed there.
I would have stayed there.
That was one of the best looking lizardmen I've ever seen.
Yeah, I will agree. The only other one that came close, where the lizard men were really good, was Overlord.
Overlord, they looked good, but they didn't look like lizardmen. They looked like
pangolins.
They looked like pangolins. I could, looking at them, I'd be like, oh, lizardmen, sure, I get that. But they don't look like what you expect a lizardman should look at, which is completely D&D's fault. But that's what this lizardman just looks like that. Like, he had the red frill, which I think was literally hair.
Yeah.
Which I loved it. It was a red mohawk, and it looked very, very dashing against his green scales, I must say.
What was the other one reincarnated as the slime head? Gaviru. Those were
terrible looking lizardmen. They were anorexic as fuck.
Well, yeah, but they were still pretty cute.
I mean, they were kind of cute. They had like newt faces, so they were kind of cute, but their entire body was like,
Yeah. So what did he have? He had a lizard man, a minotaur, and a gnoll.
No, it was a wolf. But I think it was supposed.
Oh, it was a wolf.
I don't know if it was supposed to be like a werewolf specifically.
It was a werewolf.
Just...
I'm looking at the wiki here.
Oh, was it a werewolf?
Yeah, it was.
It's a werewolf that never went into human form.
Yeah, perfect.
Which is the best kind of werewolf.
It's a werewolf where once you turn, that's it. That's your life now.
Yep, the best kind of werewolf.
I'm only sad they did the house building with gnolls instead of kobolds. Kobolds would have worked a hell of a lot better.
They showed a kobold in the prison sequence, and they don't look like what you'd expect kobolds to look like. So no.
Wait, did they?
No,
they did. There was a kobold in there.
Was there? Because they even on the wiki of all the different races that show up, kobold's not even in here.
I'm pretty sure it was. Kobold.
They would probably just show background that they didn't even think to make it.
Yeah, he had I think 2 lines.
Oh, okay.
All right, episodes 4 through 6.
Cold Home. Okay, I hated episode 4. I think I actually skipped. I've watched this series 1.5 times because I watched it with you guys when it was coming out, and so we saw up to what was finished, and then stopped, and then I came back and I binged the entire thing a couple days ago. So when I got to episode 4 for the second time, I skipped it because I fucking hate that episode.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of neat. It was neat because he was still following the formula of maybe this could be my new home, even though the Aria wasn't there, but he gets swallowed by a whale, and the whale for some reason has rooms in it.
The one living in there, was it a ghost or what was it? It wasn't a ghost. It wasn't undead.
It was Davy Jones. It was straight up Davy Jones. So,
but what was the monster species supposed to be?
I think he was undead.
Was he? I thought it was an elf.
I don't know, but
just an elf that happened to live there.
No, he couldn't have been undead because he had to eat food and he had a bath.
Yeah.
And he basically, for some reason, the guts of this whale was were able to create square-ish rooms, and he had this is where water gets fired out, so I can and here's some hot water for some reason where I can blah blah blah.
Yeah, it gave me a Kingdom Hearts vibes with Monstro.
Yeah, Monstro, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the episode. It was fine, but
well, it's because you'd want to live inside anything.
Not really.
To be fair, like, I'd say out of all the episodes, this one's probably the most over the top. Episode 4. Just with the concept of Letty trying to stay warm and creating this massive ball of fluff he's got to walk around in, and then thinking about living inside of a fucking whale, and Daria's just sitting in the background looking at binoculars like, huh, you gotta eat my whale.
I need a picture of you wearing a massive ball of fluff
I
like
will
Letty.
never...
No, a picture of you wearing that, and then like in the picture needs to be like some sort of thermometer that says it's only like 42 degrees. It's not even that cold.
Listen, don't shame me.
No, he needs to look out a window, see a single snowflake fall, and then immediately he is just in a ball of fluff.
Poof.
But
Didn't she just be a fur dragon at this point?
Ew.
You've been downgraded from scales to fur.
First of all, that's an upgrade.
Whoa. Hot take there, buddy.
Apologies to all fur dragons who listen.
It's more upkeep, but it's softer.
According to my dragon friends, the prime dragon skin type is feathers.
Hell yeah.
Man, feathers are going on everything I love. What the fuck? They ruined my dinosaurs. They're ruining my dragons.
I still love the picture. There's we don't know how much, because fat doesn't fossilize. We don't know how much fat there was on a dinosaur, and it's just a T-Rex skeleton, and it's just drawn as a really giant sparrow. So fat.
I hate it. I hate it.
And then the new Jurassic movie trailer came out, and there's a feathered dinosaur, and Dilettante had an aneurysm.
That's something we could have done for Dragon News. Why are all the enemies in the new Jurassic Park movie the feathered dinosaurs? What kind of agenda are they pushing here?
Okay, first of all, he and I watched the trailer. It's one dinosaur. Two dinosaurs. It's one dinosaur, and it's called the Pyro. Well, okay, there's two new ones, but we did not get a look at the new big bad. But the other one is a Pyroraptor, which is a small, Great Dane-sized raptor covered in feathers. That is the only one that they show that has feathers, but they actually showed T-Rex. He is the standard T-Rex that we've always known.
And loved.
And
the point is, the new dinosaurs that are going to be having feathers are evil.
Exactly. That's how it should be.
They're all evil. They're dinosaurs.
No, they're not.
Because he can work with Blue, and apparently that T-Rex is friendly too.
He barely can work with Blue. They understand. Okay, I'm not going to get into that.
Maybe we'll review it when it comes out.
Prehistoric dragons.
We've already established that dinosaurs and dragons are pretty close. So.
That's it. I'm turning this bus around. We're going back on track now.
Okay.
All right. It's also the episode where we get to introduce to Pip.
Pip, I don't actually like Pip. I feel like Pip is the unnecessary character that every anime needs a cute character. Let's just put a cute bird in there, and let's just do whatever we can to make it look cute so that people get endeared to it. And it's just they're trying too hard, and I just don't I'm not falling for it. I don't like it. I don't like Pip.
They nailed his cuteness, but he is incredibly annoying, especially in some of the later episodes where he becomes the pivotal plot point.
So the introduction of Pip to me feels like the necessary, cute, adorable, must protect at all costs thing to force Letty into doing certain things. Because think about it. If Letty was just I'm out of here and just leaves whenever there's a conflict, but if they capture Pip, he now has to go rescue Pip, forcing him into the conflict. That's why they do it. That's why.
No, okay, so Pip never gets captured. In fact, Pip saves Letty half the time.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I'm just saying in general, that's usually why they...
We're getting to the part where you haven't seen that anymore?
No, I've seen them.
So, all of them?
Yes. I'm looking at the episode list. I have.
Okay, good. Yeah, Pip saves Letty half the time, so it's it's not filling the damsel in distress role like most cute characters do, but it's definitely one of those overly cute characters where it's I don't buy it. I don't need a cute character in every single anime.
But there is going to be a picture eventually of Dilettante as Letty and me as Pip. And Ray,
yeah,
Ray,
I get to be?
Ray is Diaria.
Just have you very super serious.
Can I be the other dragon?
The big black one?
Varney. I want to be Varney.
You want to be Varney?
I want to be Varney.
Okay.
Well, have you be so tall, half your body's cut off. You feel big.
Big.
All right, so the housing community. What did you guys think of
that one? I liked because that was another shotgun episode, with the gags from the haunted manor. But this shotgun was loaded with random tidbits of monster lore, which I loved.
Yeah. basically a community of monsters built a village in a cliffside, specific and guarded by a powerful monster, specifically to avoid just constantly being killed by adventurers.
Makes you really think that humans are the bad guys. Hmm?
Well, they are. Well, so we didn't talk about this, but he gets attacked by adventurers early on in the anime, and they are the most ridiculous, just like murder hobo stereotypes. They're like a dragon.
No, I wouldn't say murder hobo. They're over the top adventurer, but they're trying to be good guys. They're not murder hobos. That name is reserved for people who go around killing innocent humans.
Listen, they immediately try to attack Letty, and even though Letty can talk and is literally telling them like, "Hey, I didn't do anything wrong," and they're just like, "Liar." They're racist,
but I wouldn't call them murder hobos still.
All right,
they're definitely racist.
All right, here's the thing. If I were an adventurer and I attacked a dragon that was begging not to be attacked and was cowering as I beat the shit out of it, and then some dude shows up and murders me, which Diaria shows up and murders them, when they respawn, their first fucking thing is, let's go get revenge, let's kill this fucking dragon. And they, instead of going, wow, we were severely outclassed, maybe we should just go somewhere else. Like,
now, remember, there's also the background plot line where he's the fire
Dragon Lord.
Yeah, the Flame Dragon Lord, who's been spreading fear and destruction, which is Daria just protecting Letty the whole time. So they think Letty is just scorching everything.
The adventures didn't know the Diaria killed them. They thought it was Letty the first time.
Oh, that's true.
They wouldn't even.
That's right.
Yeah.
He just kind of
foul beast of darkness, servant of Satan. We will end you.
I do like that. Basically, the adventurers serve the role of Team Rocket. They show up, they
get fucked,
and then they get killed, and instead of blasting off again, they're just straight up murdered. But because they're the players, they respawn. So
now you keep calling them players, and that's kind of the vibe they give. But I don't think they're literally like, this isn't literally a game. So just so the listeners understand, they're not literally players logging into this world or anything.
But I mean, like, doesn't the presence of a lit RPG imply that it is a game? Like
no, I have read lit RPGs where there are no players. It's not something you log into. It just so happens to be a world that just has these physics governing in it.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Community of Homes was pretty good. I like the two-headed thing. I love multiple-headed monsters. So the two-headed dog that were technically siblings, but they talk to each other like they're married. I thought that was really sweet.
That was really fun. That was really cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the two Nagas.
Do you remember what their names was? Because I'm gonna look for porn of them.
I don't remember their name. I'm looking at the cast of characters and I don't see them.
And I probably have to cut that out of the episode.
No,
but still.
you can leave it in.
No, you better keep. You can't just say that and then cut it.
All right, we are now a rated R podcast. Congratulations.
We always were.
Yeah.
We did review an actual erotic novel, so fair. When's our next erotic novel?
Listeners, email us your favorite dragon erotic novels. We'll review it on the podcast.
Where they're not just shapeshifting, because that's just humans with extra steps.
Shapeshifting is cheating. You gotta find actual, anatomical, I will die on this hill. You gotta find the anatomically correct,
Oh, we're gonna get canceled so fast.
Bring it.
Okay. We'll look up their names later. Apparently Pip is a species is called a Hrausvager.
Yeah, it's a gigantic, fearsome. It's basically a rock, like a giant. By the way, the kobold's name is Daniel. He actually has a name.
Yeah, there you go, kobold.
His first appearance was in episode 7, though, so the one that you saw in the jail cell is not a kobold.
No, that is the jail.
No, that is the jail cell.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right. Point is, I don't like Pip being a Hrausvager, because in my head, that Hrausvager is a really big, handsome dragon that eats the people he loves.
Okay, well, that's Final Fantasy.
Yep, that's what I will believe forever.
Ray keeps threatening to Hrausvager me.
Yep.
I guess I'm Shiva now.
I'm waiting for Diligent to come and defend Your Honor, but he's just standing there watching.
Listen,
you would.
I would, but that's not the point, okay? Plane tickets are expensive these days. I'm stranded in Florida. I can't do anything.
Fly. That's right, you can't.
I'll glide there. I'll climb up top of a mountain on North Carolina and glide.
How are you going to get to North Carolina?
I'll figure that out.
Okay.
All right, next episode where Letty has to get a job. and start carving Minecraft blocks.
Okay, this is when we started. This is actually the line. This right here, we're crossing the line where we get into the episodes that I actually liked. Everything before that, I thought was tedious and I didn't enjoy. I liked the second half of the series.
Really?
So we're getting into the stuff that I like now. Yeah, the Dragon Goes Job Hunting was pretty good, and they even have the gag where they change the name of the show, and Letty's like, "Are we changing the name of the show?" I'm like, "Yep, there's the fourth wall. It's gone."
Oh yeah, no, they had to sell the licensing in order to afford the show.
Yep. Poor fourth wall never stood a chance.
There are some TV shows, animes, whatever, where it's like, yeah, there's a fourth wall that sometimes they look at, and then other times they're just like fucking smash right through it as fast and as hard as possible.
Insert gif of Varney knocking down the castle door.
Anybody? Oh, that gif is amazing.
Yeah, love it. That's what happened to the fourth wall. I like this episode. They Minecraft reference. I will always love a Minecraft reference. It's like it's the new hip thing for adventures to craft things in these wonderful square cubes. And so Letty goes down, cuts down some trees and shaves them into cubes to deliver for his job. And it's like, that's wonderful. The other thing I want to mention though is his other job where he was a hotel bellboy.
Yeah,
concierge?
Bellboy. I think he made the front desk and basically greeted everybody in. But as soon as they walked in, they saw Letty and screamed for their lives.
Which I don't think is fair because this entire town was touted as neutral ground where nobody was supposed to be racist anymore, and that's where you came to get your illegal monster goods. And I mean, later on, people were hiring him to do specific jobs, and they weren't scared of him. So why would you be scared of a dragon man in the front desk of a hotel? You're in the safe zone
because they need conflict and comedy.
They need this job to fail for him to go to the next job.
Yeah, essentially. Like again, the whole formula of the show is he can't find a home, he can't be comfortable, he can't stay in one place for too long.
Yeah, and I just want to bring that up. That's how hard they're trying to stick to this formula, to where they're destroying the logic of everything else when he shouldn't. They should not have been afraid of him. I'm just like, that's my nitpick of the day, and kind of like my trump card of this is why the show is kind of hard for me to get into because it just doesn't follow its own rules half the time.
Well, he's also the only dragon in that whole shopping district. The dragons don't necessarily go out and get jobs. They later on they show they're leveling entire castles.
Well, and the other thing is that you look at the episode with the monster village, where they're living in what could be considered to be an idyllic, normal, modern village, and then you look at the dragon in the beginning of the Letty's dad, and they're living in a cave, like, with nothing.
Well, because they're monsters, that's where they live.
But so are the other monsters, and they have a fucking real estate system.
Yeah.
Which apparently has great prices. The amount of deals Letty get is fucking ridiculous.
I don't care that I'm not going to wait for you to ask the question. Yes, I would live here. I want to live in that fucking monster village.
I guess without the break halfway through with the spoiler, no spoiler block, there's no real easy place to put the star ranking and would you live here thing. So I guess that's going at the end of the entire episode this time. But good to know you would live here.
Oh God, yeah.
Now, which home do you want?
I want to live. I want to live right next to the Nagas.
Where they keep like hundreds of animals in tiny cages and their home smells like shit.
Well, that's fine. They're Nagas.
Wow.
Wait, those were Lamias, right?
The Lamia Naga. Listen, I don't care. It's just what's the lower half that matters.
The point is, there is an actual full snake Naga, the kind you love in the show.
Well, I will live next to him.
He's now in a traveling circus.
I go.
But yeah, next episode. So the job hunting one, he's doing a bunch of odd jobs, and it's kind of funny because he's getting like beat up by a wizard for a shit ton of gold.
You're trying to test anti-dragon spell on to see if it works? Something
like that. And he's just in the background screaming, and DR's just sitting there like, not now, Pip Daddy's putting his life on the line. And I'm like, whoa, this is kind of cold. But yeah, so that he then gets tricked into a like prison wagon by some townspeople or whatever, and kind of feeds directly into the next episode, which is one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, it's mine too.
Yeah, it's the arena arc, Bantam. You love arena arcs.
Arena arc.
I keep threatening him with arena arcs in D&D games.
He wants to take.
That's going to be an arena arc in mine.
He wants to take a character that is soft and lazy and rich and just goes with the flow, and he wants to take him and shove him into an arena which technically I think already it has happened.
Yeah.
I finally gave up protecting my precious character from the arena arc, and then I was like, listen, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be by my own hand, and I rolled a percentile and he got thrown into the arena. So it's my fault at least.
Yeah. Don't worry, he's fine. It'll toughen him up.
Yeah. It's gonna ruin his
ruin
his perfect
arena
skills.
arc where we get a whole bunch of new species. We get the, what is he called, an Ouroboros?
Yes, he's probably
the handsome as fuck horseman.
The most handsome character in the entire fucking show.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is well-toned as fuck.
He is dreamy with the space between every letter of the word dreamy. And the whole thing italicized.
Honestly, that whole cage was full of like the best creatures in this whole show.
Yep. That's where we got the kobold. There was a full-on naga, like pure snake, no human bits at all. There's a sphinx, 3 skeletons, and I can't remember what else. But it was great. It was great. And it's like, dude, I would just live there. They had it good. And I think Letty was going to, which is why they had to destroy the whole thing.
Can you imagine an entire anime where the concept is the characters are trying to live a normal, happy life, and the writers are characters themselves, and they're like, no!
Yeah, it's this anime.
They're like, oh.
I don't need to imagine it. I watched it.
Shit, we wrote him into a comfortable, happy life. Destroy it! Burn it to the ground!
Wait, I can't remember. Why did he want to leave? Because wasn't Pip, was Pip with him or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Pip was with him, and Pip was happy. And he was getting like babysat by the Sphinx while he was taking his turn.
Oh yeah, the queen was
the
like
arena fights.
Oh yeah, the Sphinx queen was taking care of Pip and peppering the fuck out of him, and Letty was just getting thrown in the arena for mod battles to. It was basically just rigged fights 24/7.
They were rigged fights, yes.
But yeah, basically the entire episode, they were all happy and stuff, and they were, I think they were fake fighting, right? Like it was all staged, kind of like.
Yeah, Letty killed the skeletons, and skeletons just rebuilt themselves back into the cage.
But then a new person took over and was like, kill all the monsters.
Right, that's right. He was going to shut down the arena and kill everybody.
Because fuck monsters, I guess. Again, humans, bad guys.
And then you have an entire segment of Metal Gear Solid. When they first put on the box, I lost my shit.
I remember.
I don't know why that reference got me.
I was watching it with Dilatan, and Letty did an entire Metal Gear Solid like thing, and he was losing his fucking mind. And honestly, those are the moments I treasure the most when I'm watching videos or random shit with Dilatan, is when they do random references to things that he loves, and he just.
I'll admit my favorite parts of this podcast when I hear Dilatan laughing in the background. He's got Dilatan, you have such a unique laugh.
This one, like without spoiling the show, there have been a couple moments in the Book of Boba Fett where Dilatan was like, "Oh my god!" Ah! And I was just like, "Yep, I love being here for this. I love being here for this." Oh, it's so great.
Well, we already know that you and I literally feed off of Dilatan's emotions.
Yeah.
Ray is always under me with vials, just ready 24/7.
Yep, gotta make you cry again.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. I've strengthened my walls. You'll never win.
After you broke them down before, he now rebuilt them in steel and triple thick. So nothing will bring Ray as much honor and like awe as when you left the call during D&D, and you're like, I can't right now, I can't. I was like, Dilatan, are you okay?
I was not okay that day. I was not okay.
Even Ray was choking up while he was reading the fucking thing. Anyway, back on topic.
For the record, I'm not a puppy smasher.
No, it was probably
X.
Well, whatever the term is.
Puppy masher.
Puppy masher.
Yeah. It was all story related, and Ray told a very wonderful story, and it was a 2-year-long campaign.
They were on the last session, and so everything was coming to a head, and I wrote I swear it was 5,000 words of short stories that I was reading at various parts during the session. And yeah, it was really moving, if I do say so myself.
Dilatan left the call, I muted myself. It was pretty fucking gut-wrenching.
Brutal. That's what it was. Also, the guards who were hanging around just there to collect bribes, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, and it was great that they kind of stayed with them after they became a traveling circus. It's like, wow, it took you guys that long to hand in your resignations? Well, no, but it took us that long to liberate the storeroom. quit their job and then steal from the castle. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, mad respect for those guys. All right, another episode I barely remember where Pip gets his own little segment.
Hated it.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Again, I just don't like Pip. So an episode all about Pip.
Well, we got more backstory on Diaria at least.
Oh, that's right. It was only half the episode was Pip's adventure.
Yeah. The other half is where he
was Diaria's little kid Diaria.
Yeah, he accidentally destroyed the elves' home tree Yggdrasil, which that's the other thing about this whole anime. Like I do like it when another culture or race decides to talk about the lore / mythology of a different people. So this is a very Japanese, show talking about Norse and Ireland and like that whole area, European folklore. Because Yggdrasil's there, Jorgenmonder, the dragons do have a little bit of a Western, flair to them, and I like that. It's nice seeing a different culture's take on mythology instead of the same over and over and over.
Did he destroy the tree? I thought he was like on some sort of studying binge or something. He was trying to learn as much as he could, and he completely went through the entire Elven library and just wanted more, so he went to go find the world serpents, or like the most wisest of the kind, and then went to live with her.
No, he got banished to live with her.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he got in trouble, and so they're like, they sent him to go live out in the wastes with her so that he wouldn't cause any more trouble.
Yeah. And Jormungandr kept accidentally destroying their house. So Daria,
I did not approve of Jormungandr being. I mostly did not approve of her being a ditz.
Yeah, she had a very high pitched voice for a world serpent,
and like accidentally causing earthquakes and stuff, not even realizing, and then crushing the house. It's like, yeah, okay, this is a
yeah. But yeah, so that's what inspired Diaria to specialize in architecture.
Trying to build a house that could withstand a world serpent.
Instead, just puts a teepee on her head. I feel like it's cheating.
But he did learn a lot. It's all about character growth. They'll never stop growing, I mean, mind you, but it's all about the growth.
Yeah.
And in the next episode, probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be Ray's favorites.
Yeah.
Home for a Black Dragon.
Yes, because Varney is best dragon, and I love him.
Such a weird name.
It took a bit for his voice to grow on me because they gave him like a New Yorker / Boston accent or something. I don't know what that accent's called, but it's definitely from that region.
East Coast. Generic East Coast. It was kind of a bastardization of everything on the East Coast. Jersey, New York, and Boston.
The angry New Yorker, basically.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Was it? Okay, I'm actually going to pull up this episode right now because I don't remember it being that bad. I actually don't remember what he sounded like.
It was one of those voices like Letty's that kind of went up and down in severity depending on what was going on. But yeah, Varney is now been added to the pool of my spirit animals. Which tend to be most villain or asshole dragons.
When the thing is Letty's voice is tolerable when he's not in distress or annoyed or scared.
Uh-huh.
When he's just talking, like even I remember toward the very beginning of the anime when the adventurers show up and they're threatening him and he's like, I'm not what? Like he sounds somewhat normal. But then they start beating on him and then he starts like cry talking. When he cry talks, I hate it.
But yeah, Varney's best dragon, and I hope he like shows up in modern day rather than just flashback at some point.
Oh my god, it is a Boston accent. How did I forget this? He sounds like a mob boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell the listeners I was born and raised in Massachusetts. I lived within 20 minutes driving distance of Boston, and I never picked up the accent because I refused to. I hate big cities. I hate big crowds. I have very big social anxiety disorder around crowds to the point where I'll black out. I living in Massachusetts for 20 plus years, people would always ask me when I would, be at work or something. They're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, here. And they're like, but you don't sound like you're from Boston. And I'm like, why? Because I know what the R is. I know what the letter R is. You know, like, because the whole Boston thing is Pack the can have it, yeah, you know. But whenever I hear the Boston accent, even in anime or cartoons or whatever, ugh. I hate to use the word. Sure. I hate to use the word triggered, but I get triggered.
Next episode.
Well, I want to just talk about Varney. He's amazing. I don't know what to talk about him, but it's like I just want to talk about him. This is when like I just like lay down, like holding my head in my hand, and just dreaming for like. So let's talk about Varney. What's he up to?
What do you like most about the big black wyvern?
So first of all, I just like darker colors on monsters, creatures, most like dragons and stuff. Like black is like one of the best colors you can do, but honestly,
no, red is the best color you can do on a dragon.
Red is good for a highlight, but as an entire color, it's a little too bright.
That's why you go like a darker maroon.
Well,
but then you're getting closer to black.
Other thing is Varney is not black. He's
dark
like red, dark red brown. He's got black horns, but I don't know why they call him the Black Dragon.
Well, because you can't do black in art because it starts to not show up very well on the line work and stuff.
That's why you just
that's why you go like dark shades.
Yeah, dark gray.
But then dark gray is just not colorful. It looks very bland. You have to, when you do black in art, you have to choose red, blue, or green and just really, really darken it. Granted, he is not dark enough to where I would call him black, but that's still kind of what you have to do.
Yeah.
Well, in everybody's defense, see, if you're at that color and you're flying up and you've got the sun shining at that angle, he'd look black.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think anything would.
Well, not there. Well, okay, maybe.
Like, even a white dragon flying in front of the sun would look black.
No, that would reflect too much. You'd be able to tell it's white.
Get blinded.
Yeah, that split second we could see it for your eyes just evaporate.
I think I liked Varney just because he kept, like, pushing the humans around. It's like, hey, look, a castle, let's go raid it. Punches in the door.
It's always polite to knock.
Hey, didn't your mom ever tell you some manners? When you want to meet someone, you knock on the front door, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, honestly, not much about Varney besides the fact that I loved him. He's kind of an asshole dragon. He wanted to get a house because he wants to have eggs. He wants a family.
And his solution to that is to go to a castle and completely destroy it.
Well, because he would just steal the castle. But the problem is, I think that then he just keeps getting attacked and he wants someplace private.
No, I think he couldn't find a home to withstand his might.
Oh, they had that too. They were trying to, like, the Diario was using it as like a information gathering to like what materials can stand up to a dragon kind of deal.
We kind of skipped over how Daddario got his dragon lord or his demon lord status too.
Oh, he just entered the raffle.
Yeah, he wanted to set up napkins in the raffle, so he entered it, but actually won the title of demon lord, and he kept trying to get out of it as much as possible. So yeah.
Okay, we'll leave Varney behind. Just know that he's my favorite.
Do you want to give him a kiss before you go?
Gay.
I'm pretty gay for Varney.
I mean, anyone would be gay for Varney.
Goodbye, Dilettante. We're gonna go be with Varney instead.
No, hold on now. I can punch down doors as good as the next dragon.
I'd like to see you try and then like just hurt your hand. I'm like,
I probably would hurt my hand.
That's okay. I make my door out of balsa wood to make you feel better.
Yay.
He still hurts his hand.
I'm in my room just like really sad and concerned because this door weighs like half a pound. And
you just hear frantic thumping as I'm trying to get through.
And then pathetic like cat clawing at the door. I have to, I'm like, okay, let's try making it out of paper this time.
we do the joke where like we peek out and it's like, he's crying.
Oh.
I don't remember what that joke is from. It was like, shit, I can't remember. I think it's from a comic strip. They're looking at a character and they're like, he's doing X, and then like ... he's crying, and then like it zooms in and shows he's actually crying because he's failing to do X or something.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it's from.
Yeah.
Not to me. What the fuck are you on about?
I don't fucking know. Whatever. Next episode was another random one-off episode, like the Pip Adventure one.
I got some fucking beef with the next 3 episodes.
Hunter goes dragon hunting.
Okay, no, this introduces my most hated character in this series, the princess.
Yeah. No. Wait,
yeah,
does
she comes in this episode.
She comes in this episode.
It's not a half episode. The first half is just the Monster Hunter character with his palico. And they even play the Monster Hunter theme, or like as close as you can get to without being copyright infringed.
I was cooking a piece of meat, yeah.
Yeah. So I liked the first half. I liked the Monster Hunter memes, but that's because I like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Metal Gear. But no, I as soon as she entered the show, I struggled with the last 3 episodes.
Well, because
I don't know why.
Because
she seems so needless.
It's because it's the standard Japanese formula of throw a cutesy fucking character in to balance out. I mean, Diario's male, Letty's male. They need a character to either be, bait for the audience or bait for the characters. It's obnoxious.
It wasn't even that though. Her personality was completely stuck up and prissy, and I immediately hate that kind of
There's some
mindset.
Yeah, the problem is that there are a lot of people out there who love that shit.
I liked it. I liked her character.
Like,
I was actually okay with the princess.
There you go. Between the three of us, 33% of the audience would love Nell. That's enough for them to put her in there.
Well, okay, she is in like only
3 episodes.
Actually, she's only in 33,
2.5.
25% of the show. So you know what? I guess it's valid, but I still don't like it.
I don't like her either. I don't think she was necessary, but I feel like because of the rest of the
nothing in this show is necessary. That's how duct taped together it is.
Well, yeah.
No, there is a certain rule of necessity as it follows. Like, let's be real. She did not need to join the party for their house hunting.
I mean, but without the joining, you wouldn't get the dragon is going to eat the princess jokes that showed up every now and then, and I appreciated those jokes. Like when he gives her a bath in the soup pot.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. I'll enjoy the jokes, but I won't enjoy the character.
And then there's like another time where like they get walked in on, and they're like, the foul dragon has kidnapped the princess. That was pretty good. And I don't remember what the setup was, but there was a joke where they were talking to somebody else. Oh, it's when he was doing his taxes. He's talking to the jinn.
Oh, that's
like,
the next episode.
Yeah, you're a father of 2, right? And he's like, 2. And they like look at the princess back. He's like, yeah, she's very good at holding a human form. And she's like, what? I am a human. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. So you're just planning on eating her later then? It's like, see, I enjoyed that little bit. So I feel like she was necessary for the bit she was in there for.
You know what? I think what really pissed me off is the dragons need to kidnap princess trope. Like, I can deal with the hoarding, I can deal with the fire breathing, but why do you gotta capture the women? Why can't they be the princes? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Gender equality amongst dragon prisoners.
Exactly.
I
will go kidnap a prince.
Or hell, like a female dragon character who goes and kidnaps princes. I'd love that too.
Yeah, but like even the couple like cartoonish, like there's a couple comic strips where they have a female dragon, but she still kidnaps princesses.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's like, I want a dragon to kidnap a prince. That'd be great.
Just once.
Let's make it happen ourselves, I guess.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the last 2 episodes are kind of a blur to me.
No, I got it. Let's have a prince kidnap a dragon, and the dragon's in distress and gotta get saved by other monsters.
No.
Yes.
Dragons don't get kidnapped. The fuck you on
They
about?
do what they do when they're you.
I've never... Wait. No, I've never been... What? It's never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hasn't happened yet.
It will never happen. Ever.
Gonna happen.
Never.
But yeah, we got a couple more gags while they're accidentally assaulting her home. Again, comedy of errors. They were exploring a hero training ground underneath the castle as one of his prospective homes, and then they trigger a trap, and to escape they go up a shaft that leads straight into the castle like throne room, which is like, why would that be there in the first place? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But then they get walked in on by the adventurers, the group that they keep like slapping around, and it's like, the dragon has assaulted the castle and he's kidnapped the princess, and then there's that whole thing, that whole mess that comes out of that. But it all gets resolved. The king daddy person gets his daughter back,
and we'll never have to see her again. They go
and apologizes for taking her cupcake and promises her 3 cakes in exchange.
Okay, yeah, that actually also pissed me off about how fucking stupid of a reason why she left the house was because she didn't get a cupcake for her birthday or something, and she wanted to completely move out and find her own place. I don't know why that rubs me the wrong way.
Because you could see yourself doing that?
No. God, it just irks me. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why it bothers you so much. I can't think of why.
I can't think of it either.
Is one of your nieces that spoiled or something, and so it's giving you PTSD?
Well, one of them did call me poor.
I remember that.
I remember that story too, and I laughed my ass off when you told it.
It was so out of the blue. She wanted to see my leopard gecko. It's like, here you go. And she's like, she's looking around because I live in a very small like studio apartment. She's like, why are you poor?
And you're just like, holy shit.
She's like 8 or 9.
princesses. What are you gonna do with them, right?
That's probably why.
You related so much to Letty that you just don't like the idea of a princess character calling you poor and stuff like she always did to him. That's probably what it was. It's okay, Dileton. I'll be your princess. I'll call you poor. I already do anyway. I already make fun of you all the time.
Yeah, you've hit like every check mark in the joke book. Almost.
And
You've got like one page left.
What are those check marks?
I ain't telling you.
I mean, it only counts if I do it organically. I'm just curious what they are.
I ain't telling you. You'll never know.
They're probably too small and niche. It's like I never would have thought that.
Oh yeah, no, they are probably way too niche for you to figure out. So, would you guys live here? That is the question of the day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But which house?
So a couple.
One Letty
a couple
built.
ground rules. I assume that if we lived here, we would respawn too.
You know, I've been thinking about that.
Everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, we're gonna harvest your organs and your tail and your wings." Like, if they actually killed Letty, does he respawn back in his father's cave?
Because the egg would respawn if they reset the map. So wouldn't he technically?
Does he respawn? Did he lose his respawn point by getting kicked out, and so he can't die?
Which is why he needs a house. He needs a house so that he can reestablish
Minecraft
his
rules.
respawn point. Yeah.
Diletan,
What?
I'm sorry to say, but Bantam respawned in my bed.
Bitch, I got my own bed.
God damn it! I see how it is, man.
I didn't agree to this.
I see how it is. But yeah, no, with how great real estate prices are in this universe, abso-fucking-lutely. Letty, with no money, is able to find all of these fucking grand-ass opportunities for housing.
Well, to be fair, he's got a demon lord with him.
I mean, he's still got to pay with something, and somehow they built a house that pays for itself. And it's got a minotaur in it. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Diletan would want a pyramid.
No, I do a ziggurat.
Same diff.
No.
Nah. That's like a half
ziggurat.
pyramid.
A ziggurat is a pile of squares, whereas a pyramid is literally a sloped triangle.
Same diff.
No, it's not. You can climb to the top of a ziggurat. You cannot climb to the top of a pyramid.
You can't
You
climb
actually
with
can.
Slide down.
extra steps.
The sliding is fun, though.
The sliding sounds painful.
No, I know the difference. My culture is all ziggurats as it is. I just call them pyramids because it's just easier. And people, you will never meet someone who doesn't know what a pyramid is, but you'll eventually meet
Someone who
doesn't
doesn't know what a
ziggurat
ziggurat is. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Ray, would you live in this world?
Probably, yeah. But I think there's only been one world so far where I wouldn't live in it. As far as like what my house would be, I don't know. I guess it really depends on what type of dragon I am in that world. Kingdom Hearts wasn't all that.
Oh.
Varney was a wyvern, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So real quick, as far as the house that I would be, I would have a very high altitude cave with a big metal door blocking off the entrance. But
then how'd you get out?
Because I can open the door. It's just I can lock.
That's how doors work, Diletan.
The point. Now I'm really sad that I picked you to play the prank, Diletan. God damn it. Because that would have been a perfect opportunity. Anyway, What
prank are we
nothing.
talking about?
It's something that you'll find out later.
Am I the target for the
yes,
prank?
you are. I was like, I need one of you to help me with a prank against the other. And Soren is involved, and it's going to be beautiful. It has to be done in public. And
It's very specific.
It's very specific. And anyway,
I'm so confused. If Soren's involved, it's not a podcast related prank.
No,
when is it supposed to trigger? D&D?
At some point, we'll find an opportunity to trigger it. Anyway,
What the fuck?
at any rate, so I already got a chance to build what would be considered to be my dream home, and it was back when Ray and I used to play Ark, and I found a mountain cave, and I built a giant wall blocking off the cave from the outside, turning it into a giant biome that I could then decorate, and essentially it was sealed off from the outside. And that would be what my house would be in this world, is it would be a big cave with all the amenities, like the cave itself is its own little world. I would build a house in the cave, but I don't have to deal with sunlight. I don't have to deal with heat. I don't have to deal with rain. Everything would be self-contained in there, and I'd just have a gigantic thick steel wall with a door in it blocking off the cave from the outside. that would be my dream home.
I think I'd live in a jungle. I've had a jungle ziggurat, very Aztec-y probably.
You know what? I'd go and take over the small community and be their protector.
You just live in a dragon-sized house for humans.
Oh, no, that's boring.
That's what Letty built for himself.
Yeah, I know. Letty's boring.
But you are, Letty.
Hey. So that's why I'm not going to build anything. I'm just going to go to the community and sign up as their protector.
Bantam lives in an abandoned silo.
No, I would not. No, the whole point of the cave house is that I can't, like, no one can attack. All right, so one of the things that you always see in, like, movies or TV shows or whatever is, like, if someone has, like, a fortress or whatever, they'll try to find a back way in. And it's like, if it's a cave, there's only one way in. And so, you know...
If you don't have a back way in, you're gonna get sieged and starved out.
I mean, the whole point, again, you're not understanding how big this cave I want. And on top of that,
it's a big cave.
It's a big cave, and on top of that, I can grow food, mushrooms, plants that don't require sunlight. You know, vines, moss. Like, I can grow food in the cave.
Yummy.
It's a self-sustain. I could lock that door for years and never come out. Like, that's what I want.
I categorize the moss by color.
I categorize it by, what was the other one? Smell or taste?
Taste.
You do it wrong. I actually hate it here. Love that comic.
They're having the moss argument again.
I actually hate it here.
I love that
Yeah,
comic.
it's good.
You know what? I see a flaw in your argument with this world. There's no way to completely seal yourself in and be A-okay, considering apparently Minecraft's a thing, so people can just dig under into your mountain.
All right. New plan. It is a giant steel...
You cannot build it out of bedrock.
No, it's this giant steel box in the cave, protected by a steel wall.
I'm sorry, I don't think you can have this house.
Listen, it's anime. I can do what I want.
You gotta have traps, though.
No, okay, it's anime. You can do what you want as long as it engages with the community. You cannot sequester yourself off and never interact.
I want to live in this world.
No.
Never.
No. See, the greatest thing is that the community will come. Like, I will kidnap. I will kidnap all the Nagas and all the kobolds. And
no, you can't have all the Nagas because I get some of them in my jungle.
All right. Well, I get half
temple.
the Nagas and a bunch of kobolds, and then other beast races that I think are neat, and then I put them...
I get no Nagas in my town. Okay.
You can have a couple. You can have a male and female, and Ray can have a male and female.
Dilettante doesn't get Nagas, he gets the Minotaurs.
Yeah, and I get... And that way you can eventually create your own little community of them, but... Yeah.
No, I'll be the kind of guy that has a town.
Bantam, I got some bad news. I think if we go live in this world, we're going to be monster lords, so we have to have a dungeon that actually lets heroes come to attack.
All right, fine. But I better be like overlord levels of overpowered.
You know what would actually be really cool? I just thought of it.
What?
Like, this would be great if it existed in like a 3D game space, right? Like what was one of those old games that we played? Fight the Dragon?
Yeah, Fight the Dragon.
So if it existed in that, it'd be great, but we can do it in D&D and it'll be just fine. Each of us builds our own dungeon, which is our home, and then just one-shots for each other. We just take turns.
That's a really fucking good idea.
You guys raid my dungeon, then we all raid Bantams, and we all raid Dilettantes.
Puzzles and traps, and we're only allowed to use X amount of hit points worth of monsters.
We'll have to come up with a budget system.
Yeah, a budget system for hit points, a budget system for traps.
Maybe we budget system the CR and stuff. We'll discuss the fine points later, but the point is we should just design our
That's
homes
actually
in D&D.
a really fucking good idea. Oh my god, I want it. I want to do it. Soren, we can't. I don't know if we could let Soren do it, because Soren will just have a long hallway with like hundreds of explosive arrows on a ballista.
Oh, so he's Gwyn.
Yeah,
Gwendolyn.
Yeah, it's just a long hallway where he's just firing shit at you from the other side.
Yeah, this is like the first time Soren's played D&D, and I feel like he's already fallen into the power gamer.
Yeah, he is.
Archetype. Like us three, we at least would make it fun for each other, right?
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
This is when I can Tucker's Kobold you guys. Alright, so yes, we don't live here. We're gonna build our own homes in D&D and sell them on the podcast for like $20 each once they're done. Drive through RPG, let's go.
And then after we've built all of our homes, we're all gonna offer Letty to come stay. I won't, but I'm pretty sure one of you two would offer for Letty to stay with you.
No.
No? All right.
I'll take in Letty.
All right, Dilettante will take in Letty, and then Ray and I will get to watch as we see the cruel,
his temple just collapses.
The cruel and unjust gods that refuse to let Letty be happy destroy everything that Dilettante.
I fell into the trap. Oh shit!
Yeah, because you know it would happen. Like he can't be happy. There's be no show.
Okay, so when the show finally eventually ends, and I don't know if it has the end in the manga yet or not, but either way, none of us have read that. Predictions: what home will he end up with?
I'm gonna say something very simple.
I thought you were gonna say stupid. The way you called that S out.
I'm going to say that his father dies and he ends up just going home.
No, there's got to be a redemption arc with his dad.
Yeah, he doesn't get a home. He just goes back home.
Yeah, like, well, my dad's dead. I guess I'm just gonna go back home.
There's gonna be a redemption arc between him and his dad. There's no way they're gonna kill him.
You know what they'll do? You know what they'll do is Letty will finally get a home, and it's basically going to be a cave. And then adventurers will finally raid his old home to the point where they need to find a new place to live. And Letty is like, "You can come live with me," and that's the redemption. Is the dad's like, "You know what? I was wrong. You're responsible," and blah blah blah. That's my prediction.
They're gonna laugh at how stupid his house is. It's Letty.
Well, his brothers might, but his dad will be proud of him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping for, because that'll probably get an emotional reaction out of me.
Oh, yeah, Bantam Tears. So that is Dragon Ghost House Hunting. Go watch it. Go read it. Go enjoy it, whatever. Hopefully we get a season 2.
There is a season 2 confirmed, coming out 2023.
Okay, so I looked it up and I got an article that said if it's coming, it won't be till then, just because of how long it takes to make this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The article I read did not say it was confirmed. Did you misread the thing you read, maybe?
Because here's the thing with anime, and here's one of the biggest problems I have with anime and why I don't typically enjoy anime. Because if I end up really, really fucking liking it, it's never a guarantee that you're going to get season 2. This is going to tell you a lot more about me than, I've mentioned it in other episodes. One of my favorite animes and manga series is Monster Musume with Monster Girls. And I have all 16 books, or 17, and the anime covered like the first 3 or 4 books. And that was like, I swear to God, it has to have been like 6 years ago by now. And they still are like, oh, are we going to get a season 2? Who knows? And it's like, give me fucking season 2.
Okay, yeah, now I'm reading it again. There is no...
But there's no confirmation.
No confirmation.
It's not confirmed. If we get it, it won't be till then, at least because of just how long things take. But it's not confirmed yet, and so fingers crossed.
Because like our roommate who watches anime all the time, he constantly will tell me, "Oh my God, X anime got a second season," and I'm like, "When was the last one?" And he goes like 5, 7 to 10 years ago.
The thing is, like, while most TV series I think get like contracts for 5 seasons, let's go. Anime is like 1 at a time. Like, okay, you get 1 season, we'll see what happens.
You either get 10 episodes or 1,000 episodes, and there's no middle ground.
Freaking One Piece.
I go on Reddit, and so I get my news from Reddit. I find out about the world events through Reddit, and every day on the front page they're like, One Piece episode 1,100, and I'm like, okay, enough.
Dude, when I found out One Piece started in the 90s, I was like, what?
It started in the 90s? I didn't hear about it until early 2000s.
One Piece episode 1 release date October 20th, 1999.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how long this bullshit's been going on for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pokemon too. I mean,
but it's not one singular storyline. It's at least different series of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like, at that point, how do you tolerate it? Either that show has. I've never seen a singular episode of One Piece, but I got to imagine.
I've seen like the first 80 or 90 episodes.
I got to imagine
it's actually really good, but it has.
I have to imagine that there is no power creep, because how do you go 1,000 episodes into a show and still have there be conflict? You know, like you know how like anime typically the main character will learn some overpowered technique and then the bad guys have to learn overpowered techniques to counter it.
Well, yeah,
the Dragon Ball method.
That's why they pushed the giant reset button on Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Dragon Ball was a really good watch. I gave up on it around the free, like, the Cell Saga, but the thing that really killed Dragon Ball for me was spending 3 episodes charging up a spirit bomb and throwing it at Frieza, and then Frieza just backhands it into the galaxy, and
Frieza, there was no spirit ball in the Frieza
Well,
arc.
all I remember, because I was a kid.
Yeah, there was.
I'm pretty sure there was. I was a kid.
I'm pretty sure spirit ball didn't come out until Cell.
Whatever. The point
Spirit
being
Ball started with Vegeta.
point being is that they spent 3 whole episodes gathering power to fire this giant thing that was going to destroy Frieza, and he finally throws it after. And I was coming home from school, and I would fucking run because I would just get home in time to watch Dragon Ball, and I would turn it on, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, is he going to throw it today? Oh my god, oh my god!" And then finally he throws it, and then Frieza just backhands it, and that's it. And everyone's like, "Oh!" And I'm like, "What? What? No." What the fuck?
He does it. Okay, he does it backhanded. It does hit him. It does leave a massive crater, but he walks out and then kills Krillin.
Of course, he just kills Krillin.
Yamcha, no! Oh, it's Krillin this time.
Dude, okay. Unironically, Yamcha's one of my favorite characters, but granted, most of my Dragon Ball lore comes through the fighting games, and I just love Yamcha's moveset.
Yeah.
But, poor Yamcha.
The thing
I don't
is,
know what this Yamcha is, but it sounds disappointing.
after watching Team 4 Star's abridged series, I don't think I could ever watch the real anime because the abridged series is just too good.
I need to cut this conversation. It's starting to rant.
Okay.
Since this was our first anime we ever reviewed, so let's just get it out of the way. Bantam, what are your top 3 animes ever?
Monster Musume, G Gundam, and let's see. Sorry, hold on. I gotta pull up my portable anime. Monster Musume. Actually, you know what? I really liked Metabots when I was a kid.
Oh, you always go on about Metabots.
Well, because Metabots was the poor version of Pokemon. Like if you were a little kid and you couldn't
It was
afford,
more like Digimon because they could talk back.
well, because like as a kid you can't afford Pokemon cards, so you go off and you know, Metabots was the poor man's Pokemon. But my 3 favorite anime: Monster Musume, Metabots, G Gundam.
All right, Dillaton.
Would any of you consider Megas XLR an anime? Or
Yes.
Never heard of it.
I will say yes, still a 10. It was an American-made cartoon, but it was done in an anime style. If you can consider Avatar: The Last Airbender anime, then so was Mega XLR.
I can. As soon as you said that, I hear the keyboards typing right now.
Dude, people still fight about that.
Okay, it would be Megas XLR, Dragon Goes House Hunting, and Hellsing Ultimate.
Okay. Now, if I gotta pick 3, it's really hard because I surprisingly don't watch as much anime as I thought I did. And I was thinking, it was like I watched them all, but I don't think I have like a favorite. It's just like I gotta pick 3 though. All in High School Host Club.
Oh, that was a good one. Ray forced me to watch that.
Is that the one where the American dubbers kind of turned into an abridged series because they didn't have their lines?
No.
Oh.
That's something else entirely. Then I guess second place is a tie. I'm gonna say it's a tie, and that's kind of cheap because that's like an extra slot. But a tie between Future Card Buddy Fight and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Future Car Buddy Fight was good.
Yeah,
But-
and I say it's a tie because both of those series are like they're good at certain parts, and then other parts because the series goes on for way too long with like the new cases and stuff get really bad. So it's like they kind of share the spot because they both suffer from the same problem.
Yeah.
And then third favorite anime would be probably Rise of the Shield Hero.
Ah, god damn it. All right. I'm changing my answers. Monster Musume, Metabots, Overlord.
Oh, Overlord's pretty good too. Oh, so is Slime. Reincarnated by a Slime.
Well,
Reincarnated as a Slime.
I didn't like the main character. He was.
I want a reincarnation anime where they just come back as a dragon.
Yeah, it seems that they're doing all the weird ones, like the "So What, I'm a Spider" and
That was also a good one.
Well, yeah, but Ray has forced me to. I don't think I'd ever watched an anime aside from Dragon Ball Z before I met Ray, and then Ray forced me to.
Oh fuck! No, I gotta change my. I just remembered. Okay. Okay. Top 3 favorite anime, and this is for you now. Number one slot has to go to shit. What's it called? I have the character. It's the one with Elias Ainsworth.
What's it about?
The Magus Bride.
Yeah, Ancient Magus Bride. That's the number 1 anime ever.
Yeah,
I would love that forever. Second place is on High School Host Club, and then third place would be Rise of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, Magus Bride Dilettante is basically how
it's Eldrum,
the anime. It's a giant, powerful, all powerful like sorcerer / necromancer dude who is just made up of black nothingness with with a skull mask with glowing red eyes. And he's also like super nice. Like he's so gentlemanly and proper, and yeah.
I think I've seen screenshots of that. But yeah, I've watched like none of these you guys have talked about.
Yeah, Ray.
Well, guess what we're gonna make you do?
No. Ray has forced me to watch a lot of them, and I know a lot of like Ray forced me to watch Orin Host Club, and the whole plot of that anime is a girl breaks a priceless vase, and basically is indebted,
already bored. Next,
she's indebted to a frat, I guess, and they're all dudes, and she's like this chick.
I'm just listening to you butcher this, but it's okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's been a while.
It's a slice of life anime. There is no plot. It's more all shenanigans again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is this poor girl is at a very rich school. Everyone thinks she's a guy at first, and so there becomes some weird, like sub-romantic plot when they find out she's a girl pretty early on, and they try to keep her gender a secret because if it gets outed that she's a girl, she doesn't get to be in their club anymore. But it's just shenanigans with dreamy boys. It's like if a dating simulator was made to be a game, to be an anime.
It's a harem anime with
reverse harem.
Reverse harem, yeah,
with nothing but humans. Pass.
Yeah,
obviously. But the point is the humor is both charming and funny, and that's why I like it.
I really like Dilettante. This is coming from me. I really liked it. Like I actually was like, let's watch one more. Yeah, because Ray and I do that when we watch TV shows. We sometimes will do Smeep Ups, which is we'll watch it. We'll pick a show and force the other person to watch it. And sometimes I'm just like, let's go one more. And then I'm looking at the time and I'm like, well, my night's fucked. Let's watch one more. All right.
Oh, I need to change my answer. Because you guys had like 5 changes. I need one at least, okay?
Okay.
So I'm keeping Megas and Dragon Goes House Hunting in the same place. I'm replacing Dragon Ball with Cromartie High School.
Never heard
I
of
remember that was a thing.
Never heard of it.
You ever seen the He Ate My Pencil meme?
No.
No.
None of you guys?
No.
Nope.
It's... I can't even describe it to give it justice, but it's completely over the top.
Hey, can we bait people into emailing the show? Can I list off the top 3 animes I fucking hate? And I really wish would just disappear.
Well, read your hate mail live.
I hate Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I'm sending you hate mail.
I fucking hate it. It's everywhere. I go to same thing with like Reddit. I go to Reddit and someone's talking about One Piece, and then there's memes for Avatar. And
listeners, you have to understand that Bantam is a terrible hipster. If it's popular, he will automatically not like it. It's just like he doesn't like Undertale.
That is entirely true. That is an absolutely 100% fact. The more popular something gets, the less I want to watch it. Like I refuse to watch Game of Thrones because no one would shut the fuck up about it. Oh, did you see the new Game of Thrones? No, and now I never will. Thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen Game of Thrones, and I never will.
And I was able to reap all the salt and just enjoy the tears of all the fans who were like, "Look what they did to my baby," and I'm like, "Well, that's what you get for enjoying something." But yeah, fuck Avatar, fuck Pokemon, and
Digimon is superior to Pokemon anyway.
Digimon is
yes,
superior.
It is.
Even Metabots is superior to Pokemon. Okay.
I would say Zatspel is superior to Metabots.
Without getting off on too far of a tangent.
Dude, no, we need to stop this right now because we're getting to 2 hours and I don't have to edit this monstrosity.
Okay.
Send emails and we'll release like a 30-minute special. We just talk about bullshit anime for a bit.
There you go. All right.
Total, $25 Patreon. We'll release a half hour episode talking about anime.
There you go.
All right. So thank you for joining us. Next, Bantam, even though you've been fired, tell us where they can find us.
Okay, so I was fired as social media manager because
why is that so funny?
I don't know. Anyway, Dilettante is now in.
I just run the Twitter. What are you talking about? Okay, you can find us.
No, I got it.
You can find us at official WadPod on Twitter and Bantam. What's our Patreon?
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. I'm fucking crying.
Bantam also has
I'm still in training.
Okay, so all right, yeah, our Twitter at official WadPod. Our email is wadpodcastmail@gmail.com. and our Patreon is World of Dragons Podcast. I don't want to be the type of podcast that is like, please subscribe to our Patreon and help us grow. But I mean, we've had 2 very dedicated patrons. We're getting $7 a month.
We need to think of something to give them.
But we're, like, we do have to pay for server hosting, and
and the time I spend editing.
And the time he spends editing, it's like, please, just $1 would go such a long way. Just a couple people. That would be great. We'd love you forever. We are gonna
also, whenever we review games, we gotta buy like 3 copies of the game.
So I just spent $4 buying a game that is going to be a future episode. Granted, it was only $4, but some of these games can cost like $10 or $20, and we have to.
Yes. Yeah, and considering we do episodes every 2 weeks, it's going to add up over time.
And it's like
last episode with the Angel's Scaly Wings. It's like I'm like, maybe we'll get review copies of the sequels. Like that's not me trying to be like, oh, we're so popular, please give us review copies. It's like, I'm gonna have to buy it anyway, and with all this other stuff I have to buy, it will just help out if I got a review copy.
Yeah, I don't want to be like part of me. I don't want to be like that kind of scumbag who reaches out to some random game designer and being like, hey, we're going to review your game. Can you give us some free copies? Because that sounds so just...
Give us 2 review copies and we'll buy the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Or give us 1 and we'll buy 2, something. It's just like, I love doing this show. I love doing this podcast, but I can't deny this is a drain on my resources.
Yeah. So on that note, I do want to very much thank Venter and Treecenix.
Yeah, you 2 are my favorite minions.
And currently our only minions, but rest assured, when we get more, you'll still be our favorites.
As long as you don't leave us.
All right. So next episode will be...
Okay, so I want to pitch this to you guys real fast. So the next 2 episodes really talked about what they're going to be, book and game. I'm willing to flip them for you guys to do game then book. But if we do that, you are still going to start reading the book tomorrow. The entire point is to give you a month to read it rather than only 2 weeks to read it.
Deal.
I'm thinking.
Deal.
All right, fine, deal.
Okay, so next episode we're going to be doing Dragon's Wake, which is a platformer game on Steam where all I know about is you play a little dragon, you wake up, your mom's dead, and you got to do stuff. And I don't know what that stuff is.
Yeah, and it's $4, and I already just bought a copy, so...
Yeah, so we're going to play through that, and we're going to figure out what it is. It's got really good reviews, but I haven't read them because I don't want to spoil myself on stuff. I'm going into this game blind, and we're going to see if I'm a quivering mess by the end of it. It was released in 2015. If that matters, it's not new. I don't know why that matters, but whatever. The next episode, we'll be doing Mating Flight by Bard Bloom, which I know some people have been looking forward to. That I'm on a Discord server where we all just talk about books, like Dragon Raider books and all that. And I know that some people have been looking forward to that, so sorry to push it off, but I really, really, really wanted Dilettant to take part in that with us. When I initially pitched it, he was like, he noped right out of there. So if this is what I got to do to get him to join us, it's worth it.
Yeah. It's got physical words I got to look at. It's not an audiobook.
Yeah, it's not an audiobook. but I roped him in. He's trapped. We got him.
Help.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Help.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye,
Help.
listeners.
Does anyone say goodbye again since Bantam cut you off?
Help!
There we go. He called for help, but no one came.
As we drag him deeper and deeper into the dark
No,
hole.
it was an Undertale reference, you fool.
Yeah, well, fuck Undertale.